And we are live again. Hello, hello. I'm Fernanda Nis, teacher at the Rose Meditation. And again, I have Nuno here with me to another podcast. Hello, Nuno. How are you?
Very good. And you?
Very, very good. Thank you. And we are in the middle of this challenge. And the objective of the challenge is the ability to focus more, to be aware, to be present, not to multitasking. And our challenge is divided in 4 weeks, and each week we have a different exercise. And in the first week, we had this box breathing, a breathing technique that we really like. It's personally, I really love this technique. I love box breathing. I love teaching it. And I still, even 33 years later, I still love doing it almost every day. So, Nuno, how is this challenge being for you? Are you doing the challenge, and how are you feeling in case you are doing the challenge?
I'm doing a challenge. I'm loving it. I wasn't able to do every day, but
Mm-hmm.
almost. I
Mm-hmm.
also use my classes to give that exercise, so that way I could train and get and gather with my students to do this exercise together with me, which was awesome. I couldn't do
Cool.
5 minutes in all classes, but I think that at least 3 minutes I could accomplish in all classes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And just like you, it's one of my favorites. It is so grounding. That's my
Mm-hmm.
feeling. It
Mm-hmm.
is that it puts your feet on the floor in a very, very good way.
Right. We were traveling the weekend, and then I went to do your class on Monday, and I was talking to my friend, and I said exactly that. I'm gonna do Nuno's class because it grounds me, like, in a good meaning. I like this feeling that when I do the class, the complete class, I feel like I landed again. I
Yeah.
really like it. And myself, I couldn't do it every day as well. But this is also a disclaimer. If you couldn't do every day, don't give up. It's okay not to do perfectly, not to check every day, but do your best. My best this week, my possible was 4 times. I still have time today. Maybe I'm going to do five.
Yeah.
But I was able to do 4 times, and I did it, and it was so good. Like, I could feel my personal experience, okay? I could feel that my mind noise quiet down, not in a way that I was numb, but in a way I was aware but focused, not with a lot of windows open inside my mind. This is
It's kind of
how I feel.
stillness, right?
Yes.
That things slow down to the natural speed, and your
Mm-hmm.
mind gets more focused and straight to the point. Like you're more objective when
Exactly.
you do box breathing. I totally agree.
And Nuno, it's interesting because there are a lot of people teaching breathing exercises
Hmm.
nowadays, like a lot of different kinds of areas, a lot of different people that just appear with these courses of breathing exercises and feeling these or that different things. And it's really important that here we say our methodology, it's not like that. Like, we have a lot of time of experience. It's an extensive work, extensive researches, and we are doing this for a long time today. So this is what I wanted to say. You wanna continue this logic and say a little bit more of this, that is
Hmm.
this
Yeah,
ancient
I
way
have.
to train.
Yeah, I have a few examples that, of course, on social media the breathwork subject became quite popular. And since we work with
Mm-hmm.
that as well, not only, but as well, as part of this ancient way to train, um, so you see a lot of things that are not, they don't make sense. Okay. For
Mm-hmm.
example, I saw one breathwork teacher saying, I'm going to teach you a breathwork to connect to God. I said, oh no. Okay. And what was this exercise? Rapid breathing, our bhasika, really fast abdominal breathing. I said, oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Yeah. It kind of gives a little euphoria somehow when you do it. And then the guy at the end stopped on a full retention,
Mm.
as a tomato. And then at the end, see, I saw God and said, how dangerous it
Mm.
is to do that live on Instagram, open to everybody. And people could get accidents with that.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah. We don't do it by science, even though science nowadays is comproving, is double checking everything that we teach in a good way. But there's good sense, there's
Mm-hmm.
normal
Mm-hmm.
sense, and you see a lot of those things. Another very interesting detail that I noticed, for example, for box breathing, I've searched, see how others are teaching box breathing, and they just focus on the rhythm. Inhaling five, like inhaling four, hold your breath in four, exhaling four, lungs empty in four.
Mm-hmm.
And I ask, but how do I breathe? They are not teaching the breathing performance, they are just teaching the rhythm. So imagine
Uh-huh.
is anxious, it would be like this. Breathing like
Yeah.
this for 5 minutes because you're
Yeah.
not giving the correct instructions. And they
Yeah. It's
focus,
too shallow, right? This
it's
information.
shallow, it is dangerous, and it's risky, really risky.
It
Uh,
is. It is.
that's why when people ask us, if you don't know, we have a platform of online classes where our focus are live classes.
Mm-hmm.
We give a lot of instructions and we correct our students to know to avoid making these mistakes as soon as possible. Okay, even online we can see, we can correct them.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we record a lesson, uh, let me share. I was recording the lesson of box breathing, and I was like doing the script, like a first draft, and then I went to AI just to polish a few things to put more rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
And then AI just wiped out the instructions of breathing and it focused just on the rhythm.
Hmm.
AI is biased to don't teach how to breathe, just focus on breathing. See how dangerous this is.
Yeah, of course.
And rewrote my script for that part of how to breathe. It is essential to start that way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think that's one of the reasons why it is so safe to practice with us, and also so ancient. I was watching your podcast with Larissa in Portuguese, and she mentioned one of our teachers, Rod Castro. She has this amazing book, uh, Total Breathing, with 77 breathing exercises. But I was attending one of her courses, and one thing that she said, it makes a lot of sense. I always start breath work with conscious breathing.
Mm-hmm.
It will be like the first exercise that you're going to learn if you're a newcomer. Okay, stop and observe your breath, observe how
Mm-hmm.
are you breathing, make that process a conscious process, and then from there we build up the exercise. Till today, even with advanced students, that's how I teach, because I noticed that That moment of conscious breathing is one of the most important ones. Then you can do a lot of things, of course, but the entry of breath
Hmm.
work, pranayama, whatever, is conscious breathing. That's how I've learned, and that's how it got me inspired to keep teaching this exercise.
Yeah. And before this, if I can also recommend a book, there is this guy's book, James Nestor's New York bestseller, Breath. So, the part that I know of the story of this book, James Nestor is a journalist. And
It
if I'm
is.
not wrong, he's a diver, deep diver. And through the diving, he arrived in the breathing exercises and he started to search as a journalist. Journalists usually they are curious people, so they try to go deep and to understand. And this book is amazing, The New Science of a Lost Art. And he traveled all the way to Brazil to interview our teacher. That's big, proud for us. So if you don't know anything about breathing, I would recommend this one. You like it, you want to go a little bit deeper. And attention, this is not an advertisement. We don't get any money from that. If you liked it, then go to Rodi Castro's book. It's a beautiful book, 77 exercises, really, really good.
Mhm.
So if you like it as well, you want to go even deeper. Our teacher, Professor De Rose, he wrote this book called Prontuário de Yoga. Yoga
It's treatise.
Tratado de Yoga. Oh my
Yes.
goodness. I came
It's
40 years back in time. Yoga Treatise, Tratado de Yoga in Portuguese. It's a big book, and one of the chapters is just about breathing exercises. But Professor De Rose, his experience as mine and as Nuno's is a practical, is technical. We know how to do, we know how we feel, we know how to teach. We have a lot of experience. Professor De Rose went to India a lot of times to do his researches, but everything in the area of yoga, not scientific. It's an empiric work that those teachers for more than 5,000 years, they study, they notice, they test, and they like uh,
kept the good one
refine. Sorry?
and kept the good ones. Like in
Exactly.
5,000 years, only the good stuff survived in the universe of yoga, right?
Exactly. And so they have this 5,000 years of curation to reach to us. But a few of us, we are also scientists, we are researchers. So in our team, we have Larissa Silverius. She is a researcher. Her master's thesis is about breathing exercises. And we have also Professor Milton Marino, that has more than 30 years teaching as well, but and he wrote this book just about breathing exercises. Let me see if I yes,
Mhm.
Pranayama. This book here, this is just about breathing exercises. And Newton, beyond a really good yoga teacher, he's also a doctor, a physical doctor, a medical doctor. So he has all the knowledge of the scientific uh, area, and he can explain even better what's happening inside of us. And when we go, just to give you some of our research, like our sources,
Yeah.
pay attention. Like our method is not going to the idea. It's not bring you any kind of different experience. Like there are some methodologies that sell some feelings and sensations and this kind of experience. We don't do that. If this is what you are looking for, this is not what we work with. We work with long-term sustainable body improvement, body awareness, and I would say increase of well-being and health, but it's built day by day. And the idea, and I have 33 years of experience, so I can sign for that. The idea is that you don't feel any peak of evolution. Oh my goodness, I could do the box breathing with the rhythm 4, and today I could do with the rhythm 20.
Mhm.
Doesn't seem to be something sustainable, something gradual. And this is how we work. This is how we believe things should go. Right, Nuno?
Correct, correct. Yeah. I think one of the verbs or
Mm-hmm.
expression that really represents our work with the students is expansion. You're going to
Mm-hmm.
expand your lung capacity. You're going to expand your flexibility. You're going to expand your general awareness. You're going to expand even the perception of time and so on. And it's almost visual that we have this exercise will do that expansion. And so if it's too fast, it will break. So it needs to go slowly expanding and expanding. So in 1 year, I'm doing box breathing and probably just added 1 second. But that means not one cycle with 1 more second. That means the whole 5 minutes, 1 second more or two.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Uh-huh.
that, yeah, I don't have a rush. I'm not rushing my progress. I want to feel comfortable the whole time, enjoying the
Mm-hmm.
process of expanding my lungs capacity. Yeah, okay. And I think that is very what we like our students to feel. And that happens with breathing, it happens with so many other techniques that we teach during the class. Even for stress management, we don't do crazy things. Go slowly,
Yes.
okay? Baby steps, really baby steps to build a structured and sustainable change if you want that.
Mm-hmm.
If you are
Mm-hmm.
willing
Mm-hmm.
to do that, yes.
We work with discipline and consistency. This is how we believe changes are going to work. So, just a disclaimer, because there are a lot of inventions, especially in this area of breathing exercises. But I think we could wrap up pretty well. And now let's go further in our challenge, Nuno. So
Mhm.
tomorrow we're gonna launch a different exercise that's going to be valid for 1 week, and it's going to be about abstraction of the senses. You want to explain a little bit how this works?
Yeah, imagine that you have your five main senses, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Uh, and we are all the time communicating. So that means your body and the outside is continuously exchanging information of sounds, sense, flavor, texture, and the biggest one nowadays, visual interaction. So the exercise will be to kind of turn this upside down. The first thing is going to be close the eyes, okay? But then we're going to do an exercise with the intention of abstraction of your senses, okay? Kind of turning off, going offline, when you go to
mm-hmm,
your laptop and you just, or the flight mode when you were on the plane, kind of what we are going to do, but in a technical way. So that means we're going to teach you how to train the abstraction of senses, how to put yourself in flight mode, and
mm-hmm,
that way you can experience a very interesting foundation of what the meditation training can be in 3 steps: abstraction of the senses, concentration, meditation. Okay. That's part
Very,
of
very good. So, if you want to participate, you still have time. If you want to try our classes, you're invited. Reach us. If you want to start the challenge that we're doing, we have it in YouTube and in Instagram. So it doesn't matter if you are a week later, it's going to work the same. It's going to be amazing, I'm sure. And give us your feedback about this challenge that it's really really good. And tomorrow we're gonna launch the next week of the challenge, right?
correct. Correct. Yes. Yes.
Yay. Anything else that I forgot?
Uh, no, I think we're good.
Okay, so see you next week, and if you're doing the challenge, give us your feedback. We are here. Let us know if we can help you anyway, and have a mindful week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.